everyone. What is one thing that we all have in common, regardless of our age, gender, or what part of the world we're from? It's skin. It's the largest organ on our body, and it'll be with us from the time that we first open our eyes until the time that we take our last breath. So it's highly important that we care for it, don't you think? I can tell you, as somebody who's worked in the skincare field for over 10 years at companies like Bath and Body Works and Lush Cosmetics, that one of the simplest ways you can protect the health of your skin is through selecting a great moisturizer. But with so many different lotions, potions, and creams on the market, how do you know what to choose for your skin type? Well, today I would like to start by helping you identify your skin type, then showing you how to understand the difference in these moisturizers, and then last, selecting the perfect moisturizer for the skin type you have identified. But first, let's start by talking about the 4 different skin categories, which are considered normal, dry, oily, and combination. Normal skin is classified as skin that overall is very healthy and well balanced in moisture. It's neither dry nor oily and feels pretty velvety and soft to the touch. It's generally not acne prone skin, and there's no visible pores. Dry skin is going to be skin that does not produce enough oil or sebum to keep the moisture balance. And most of us who lived out here in the desert for long enough have experienced that type of skin type at one point or another. This is also something that will affect everybody as we age and mature. This skin category can be identified as the skin feeling much rougher and scalier, being flaky, sometimes being itchy or tight, especially after newly cleansing it, and in some extreme conditions, it can even cause chafing or callousing. The opposite spectrum of that is going to be the oily skin type, which this skin category overproduces the sebum or natural oil that is needed to keep the skin's moisture balance. For this skin group, you might identify your skin as becoming shiny very quickly even after cleansing, feeling greasy to touch, being more acne prone, and prone to visible pores. The last category, which is combination skin, is a category that most of us fall into, and as you might have guessed, is a combination of both dry and oily skin types. For people in this category, it might be harder to identify on your body exactly which category you fit into, but on the face, you generally will have oil in your T-zone area, which is right here, and then dryness on the outer cheek area. So now that we're able to identify our skin type, let's talk about these different common moisturizers and how to tell them apart. We're going to circle back and put that together with how to identify the appropriate one for our skin type in just a minute. But first, let's talk about humectants, emollients, and operatives, which are all 3 types of moisturizers. And the best and simplest way I can break them down for you is the difference between water versus oil. When we talk about humectants, these are water-loving skin binders that pull moisture into the skin and keep it there. You'll find that commonly in products like body lotions. Some of the ingredients that are humectants are things like aloe vera, glycerin, and even honey. I do want you to notice here, as I'm pouring this on my skin, it's extremely watery, and you're going to find that it's actually the most lightweight and watery of all of the different moisturizer categories. The next category, which is emollients, contain both oils and lipids, and these are used to smooth, soften, and repair any damage done to the skin's surface. This is going to be a product that you will find commonly in things like body creams and then body butters like the one you see here. And when I say body butter, guys, I'm not talking about the kind that you cook with. This is literally for the skin. I want you to see, though, the difference in the consistency of this versus the lotion. Super rich, oil-based, and creamy. Like I said, this has got a bigger job to do, so it's got a lot more oil and a lot less water than the humectant friends that we found here in the lotion. And you'll commonly find products that have shea butter, coconut oil, and cocoa butter are usually going to be products that are considered emollient. The last and most heavy duty of the moisturizer categories are operatives. These create a barrier of protection on your skin surface against the outside elements, but also they stop your skin from allowing water to escape. Please notice that this Guys, this is almost like a wax here. And actually, it's considered a body balm. You'll find products like beeswax, petroleum, and most oils and butters, which are placed into occupative ingredients because, again, they have a big job to do. And just remember from what you saw in emollients and occupatives, the difference in that humectant body lotion, which was watered down. So now that we are able to tell the difference between all of these moisturizers, I want to circle back and link that to the face care that we identified earlier to teach you how to select the appropriate moisturizer for your skin's type. So let's start with that normal skin category again. Remember, that skin category already had really good maintained moisture balance. So our job is really just to protect that maintained balance and the overall health of the skin, which we would want to do by choosing a good balance of both humectant and emollient products. So select a really good lotion or body cream that includes both of those, and that should be great for that skin category, but it's really going to be your preference. For the next skin type, which is going to be dry skin, we need to make up for the lack of oil production that was there. So there's two things we need to do. We want to make sure we're adding those lipids and oils, but there's probably also flakiness and damage. So we want to smooth, soften, and repair that skin surface. We're going to do that by selecting the heavier workers. So either the cream or the body butter that contains those lipids and oils that'll smooth, or for really rough, dry, callous areas, you would be able to use that almost wax-like occlusive to really seal in that moisture and create a barrier of protection against the outside elements and water escaping. Now, for the oily skin type, a lot of times people feel that because it overproduces oil naturally, that there's no need to add a moisturizer, but that actually could not be further from the truth, especially if you're using acne products, which contain harsh chemicals that can send your skin into overdrive. You have got to make sure you maintain that moisture balance, but you want to do that through a non-greasy, lightweight moisturizer. So probably something like the humectant-based body lotion would work for you because it's going to keep that water-loving skin molecule there from humectants that pulls the water in and retains it, but without you feeling oily and weighed down. And then last, we have that combination skin type. For people that were in that skin category, it was a little harder for us to identify the skin, and it's a little bit harder too to pick a moisturizer because there's no real definitive answer. It is going to depend on how oily or dry your skin is and where that's at. But the best rule of thumb is pick 2 different moisturizers for this skin type. So now that we are able to understand all of these differences in which moisturizer goes with which skin type, doesn't really matter which skin moisturizer you pick. The biggest rule of thumb to remember is pick one that's good, invest in it, and stay consistent with the use of it. That's going to help you to maintain the skin that you have because remember, we only get one set of it for our whole life. In conclusion, guys, now that you guys understand how to identify your skin type, how to know the difference between all of these different moisturizers and select the right one for your skin, next time you walk down that long aisle in the store where there's got tons of moisturizers, you don't have to feel intimidated. You can feel armed with knowledge to select what's going to be right for your skin type. Have a great day.